I think you also aspire to make a podcast. Why don't you try Anchor? It's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor you will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple and other many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum internship. So download Anchor or visit anchor.fm. Episode 10 Podcast Review Tuesday. Boredom unlocks creativity. Other podcast review will tell you about how is the episode, but every Tuesday on our podcast review, I tell you what is in the episode. To take home. Hello everyone, your host Bramha here on the show. I got this today. Got two very interesting podcast episode with me today. The first episode is of Jay Shetty's podcast On Purpose and second episode of our famous TED Talk. The main theme of both podcasts is boredom. In the episode of On Purpose, Jay Shetty interviewed one of the most brilliant author, Yuval Noah Harari, and they talk about many different topics, and boredom was a major part of episode, which is 62 minutes long. Whereas in TED Talk episode we are going to talk about is completely based on researches on boredom done by journalist Monos Zomorodi and the team. So in the story, Monos Zomorodi, she one day realized that she was coming up with ideas while pulling the baby cradle and not while looking at her phone, due to which she got fascinated about boredom and started talking to them neuroscientists about it. And they said that we enter a flow state when we do the work where we didn't think much. And that's where boredom starts, but with it, creativity pops up too. In this busy work life, we all multitask a lot. But multitask is a myth because while multitasking, you don't have attention on both things at the same time, but switch attention constantly between them. After telling all these things, she moves on to the research done with a group of people by telling them to stay away from their phone in different ways. If you are interested in listening to the research, then check out the link of episode in the description. However, I will tell you what I learned from them. I learned from them that the phone is not an easy thing to deal with. We take our phone out whenever we are going or doing nothing to feel that we are at least doing something. Same point was discussed in Jay's episode 2. Second is that the addiction of our phone is not an easy way to deal with because people in researches shared experience as they were desperate. The itching in their mind was even unbearable. Now that we are obsessed with boredom, let's go to Jay and you all know Harari's interview, which is our second podcast for today. They started with expectation and free will. In this segment, Yuval tells that what we believe as our free will is actually not. It is the influence of everything or something around us. So next time you think that it's my will, question it. Then they start with boredom, but we will get there soon. The views of both of them are fascinating on AI. The countries with AI revolution can dominate the world in future. Like some years ago, Britain dominated. Just an example. Then they also talk about jobs and education. They gave us a call to action that we need to talk and take actions wherever we are, whoever we are. We need to solve problems and prepare youth for problems through education. They don't believe that due to robots everyone will be jobless, but some new job will emerge for sure. They talk about phone addiction too, and point to highlight is that we are losing our social skills due to constant use of our phone. At the end, they turn to humility, in in which they say that we consume content which agrees with our opinions. Due to this, we can't bear anyone's different opinion. And in this humility, the ability to accept different ideas is depleting. Now, let's back to boredom. Yuval says that conversation need to be boring because in conversation we usually say that we know already and don't come with new ideas. But as boredom seeks in, we start thinking creatively, which make them more better. Do you also want to make yourself better? Then go to description and buy the given books now. So what you have to do today is to try getting bored and share your experience with me. Click on the link to contact me through voice messages or Instagram. So today you will improve a little bit for sure. I will take your leave. See you in next episode. But tell me which episodes would you like to get reviewed on the next Tuesday. Disclaimer: this podcast is based on my views, opinions and knowledge. I don't mean to hurt anyone's sentiment or disrespect any group or individual.